G'day, Steve Morgan from Australian Bass Tournaments with the winner of the 2024 Daiwa BREAM Series Grand Final. On Lake Macquarie, Jamie McKeown, you've won qualifiers here, but this was the big show, mate. You've won yourself this Allocraft boat and the admiration of nearly all of your peers, apart from the guys that come second and third.
Yeah, it's probably hasn't quite sunk in yet, but it's from the day I started, it was one of them things was to get my name on that trophy.
That trophy, that's right. We have been running a BREAM Grand Finals for well over 20 years now, and nobody's ever won it twice. We had 4 guys here that had won it before, none of them got even close, but you're in the club now, mate, and it's a good club to be in because that's a decent payday.
It is a awesome payday. It's better than second and third, that's for sure.
Well, you know, hey, second place was a fishing rod and reel, and third place was a rod, and fourth place was a rod, and fifth place was a badge.
Yep.
So you know which ones to do well in, mate. I suppose this comes down to what is your $60,000 outfit and technique, mate? Like it mightn't cost that to buy, but what it won you 60 grand with the boat?
It's the same technique I used in the Australian Open, and it's the same technique I used to win the Queensland Open.
Yep, it's been good to you. So let's have a chat because this is the bait, is it? This is a zip bait, Canson Junior, or Tiny?
Canson Tiny Deep, yeah.
A Tiny Deep, and that one there has been beaten up like all of yours get beaten up. Take us through the outfit and how you actually use this bait, because you can know how to do it, but you've got to have the finesse to do it properly, don't you, to really catch the fish?
It's not something you can sort of go, I was just cranking boat holes. Like, it's something that I can tell someone how to set up to go and do it, but they actually need to go and do it a lot before they get it spot on, sort of thing. So there's a lot of intricate little things that you can only learn yourself on how to do it.
Yep.
So
what are you trying to do? You're finding a moored boat, and what are you trying to do with that lure?
So I tune the lure to go, I only fish them one side, so I can process all the boat holes in an area really quickly. So I think if I tune the lure to go from right to left, just because I'm more comfortable doing it that way, and I think if I can draw fish out from the other side of the boat by doing so. So I don't need to go and fish the other side anyway.
So you're like Zoolander, you can only turn one way.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it. All right, so you've got your favourite way of doing it, and what are you trying to do with that lure? I know you tuned it to run off centre.
Yeah.
What do you want that lure to do?
So I throw it past the back, and I always fish from the rope side, so the mooring side. So I cast past the boat and then bring the lure back across so it comes in just towards the end of the boat. So not always at the tail of the boat, because there's usually a lot of weed or just bits and pieces, props and all that sort of thing. So usually sort of a foot up from the back of the boat, bring it in, and it just comes in nice and gently. So it's like a really finesse sort of thing. So it comes in, and any fish that are up high or within sort of a metre of that hull, they have got to have a look at it, because it's like, what's this thing doing swimming into our territory?
And it hasn't splashed down to them, it's splashed down way over there, and you're sneaking in. So even if it's not real windy, as long as you can get near them, it's a real finesse technique, isn't it?
Yeah, so this morning there was no wind this morning where I was. The sun was up and it was just on. It was a hot bite.
Yep. So when you say a hot bite, what, a 30 fish day, something like that?
No, I honestly think I would have caught probably 50 or 60 fish today.
There you go. And that's Jamie McKeown 50, not a Scott Butler 50.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
No worries.
Yeah, no, it was on, like from first boat hole straight away.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yep, and then just went around, and I had a bag before 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And I think I was upgrading it maybe 10 past 8.
Now your kicker fish today was a 35 forker. If you didn't have that in your bag, you would have had like another 30 forker in there. That was the fish that won you the grand final. Explain that fish.
Yeah, so that one, that come early. Like it was the first, I think it was number 5 actually. And usually the bigger fish come later in the day. And yeah, it was number 5. So I upgraded the whole bag, except for that one. So that was number 5 fish. And it was just, the lure just went in nicely, and it just, the bite is just really like a little peck. Yep. And it's not until you don't strike it, you just sort of gently load it up.
Yep.
And then I fish it with really light drag as well, because you tend to pull hooks if the drag's heavy. So yeah, just loaded it up, and then it went. And it was like,
yeah, this is the right one.
This is a good one.
Tell us about your outfit. It's one of your old favourite Samaki C12 rods.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, so I had that one quite a while. So yeah, that's the best rod I've found to be doing the boat hole thing. It's nice and light, casts a mile, and it's just got the right taper to sort of set the hooks but not pull the hooks.
Yep.
And then fight it as well, because I probably lost 3 or 4 better fish today on the rope. They seem to know exactly where the ropes are here.
Yep.
So yeah, lost a couple today on the ropes. But yeah, and then just running a Shimano Stratic and Gamexus knob.
Tell us about the braid and leader. What combination you use?
Yeah, okay, so I use the X-Braid P.08, so in the old scale it's about 14 pound, I think.
Yep.
It's still really thin diameter, so it's perfect for that. And I use a 6 pound, I think it's Chinu Harris.
Oh yeah, it's the Yamatoyo leader.
Yeah. It's like
tough.
there's a lot of leader around. That's the one I've got all the confidence in, because you're literally rubbing the first foot of that leader against the hull all day.
Yep.
So if you get a nick and you don't notice it, like you can feel that now, that's got plenty of nicks in it.
Yep.
And that's just from hitting mussels and stuff coming along the boat hull. So yeah, so that's the one that I trust.
You've worked a lot of years to get this technique right, and it's paid off for you big time now, mate. I think you've had a pretty good year, all up.
Yeah, it's been another year where it's been sort of consistent but quiet for me on the qualifiers. Like I've just sort of been
no wins apart from the Open,
just out of the top 5 for the qualifiers. But yeah, second in the Australian Open and first in the Queensland Open. So yeah, getting up the pointy end for the ones that count.
Well, there you go, mate. Any sponsors that you want to thank, you can do it now while we're telling everyone about your gun
mate,
technique.
There's plenty. There's Samaki, of course. Josh has been with me for, he's supported me for years now. I think we must be coming up close to 10 years. And he's running the Samaki stuff, the Fishcraft stuff, the X-Braid, Versus. Yep. There's just...
His empire is growing, isn't it?
It is, and it's all quality stuff. Like, it's all great stuff, and he puts so much time into his product. So, yeah, it's massive to have Josh and Kate behind me. And Sporty's Fishing, Tony and Tracy at Sporty's, they've looked after me for a long time now. So, yeah, Tony and Tracy, Steve Steer at Cranker, he's helped me out for years now. Like unfortunately I didn't catch any on Cranker today, but throughout the year it definitely was a lure that worked for me. I've got a new one that's just come on board the last week or so, just before the grand final, Yacht Armour. It's a protective film for your boat, so it's all nice and shiny and protected. And yeah, mate, I'm sure there's plenty I've missed, but it's just one of them things I can't think of everyone at the moment.
Well, that's it. It's been a big day for you, mate. Thank you very much for giving all of these guys the lowdown on how you got it done on Lake Macquarie, and always good to beat the locals on their home water, mate. There'll be a lot of guys watching what you're up to next time we come to town.
Yeah, I like fishing down here, mate. I like fishing Sydney Harbour. It's good fun. It suits us. Do
you think as Queenslanders we just love the fact that there are big fish in here compared to the stuff we normally catch?
Yeah, mate. It's one of them things. It's like we've got stuff at home that's cool, but it's not like massive arenas like this, and there's so much different stuff we can do, and it's sort of the same techniques we use at home that we've sort of drilled in just works perfectly down here. So yeah, it's good coming down here.
Well, there you go. Another one for Queensland on the trophy there. Jamie McKeown, your 2024 Daiwa BREAM Series Grand Final champion.